Welcome to Fringe Fanatics with Chad Lee and Chris Zane.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. It is episode 147 of Fringe Fanatics. I am Chris Zane.
And I'm Chad Lee. Thanks for tuning in.
Yes, thank you as always for tuning in. We greatly appreciate it. If you haven't yet, please make sure to go like, share, subscribe, and follow to all things social media. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on our YouTube page. That helps immensely. But other than that, thank you for tuning in. We are here. Week 1 of the NFL has come to an end.
It's in the books, man, and what a great week 1 it was. Man.
Yes.
There was lots of good games, a few upsets, a couple shocking surprises.
Yeah. There was a lot of surprises, actually.
Right.
You know, there's things happening all over that, we're just kind of flying by the seat of our pants here in week 1, trying not to overreact too much, but that is what we do.
That's what's fun, man, is they kept bringing up last year's Saints. You remember how they scored 40 points in both weeks, in week 1 and week 2?
Yeah.
And then they fell off a cliff, so it's just kind of like a reminder, just pump your brakes.
Temper it down a little bit.
The Eagles didn't look too good in the first few couple weeks, and then they go on to win the Super Bowl. So
yeah, exactly. You never know what is going to happen in the NFL, and that is a given, and that is for sure. But one thing you can guarantee is each and every week we are going to bring you all the hardest hitting news stories and everything around the world of sports, because that is what we do here at Fringe Fanatics.
That's right.
But first and foremost, we must get into one of the reasons why we started this was just to talk to each other. And let's get into it, man. I started last week. You start this week. How was it?
Mine will go by fast. Not much to talk about. So she left on Saturday. She is in Salt Lake City right now, my better half. We had a work conference, and she comes back tomorrow. So I had the weekend batching it up with the dogs, taking care of them, and it was pretty chill. I didn't really do a whole lot. Got some mowing done, just
Nice.
chores, the honeydew list completed.
Getting her done.
Watched a lot of football, and then when there wasn't football on, I watched the new Superman movie. It was really good.
Was it good?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, have you heard otherwise?
No, I haven't watched it, but I've heard it's hit or miss, kind of. I don't know.
Huh. I've seen lots of good reviews.
I feel like with Superman, it's easy for it to become very cheesy, and I think that's a lot of people's issues.
Well,
with it.
that's the problem, and I think that's why they made the right move by going with James Gunn. He did Peacemaker, Guardians of the Galaxy. Everything he does is funny. It's witty. His big thing is he doesn't do origin stories, and he said that he's not going to do that with any of the DC characters.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about this long drawn out how Superman started. In the first 5 minutes, you get caught up on what's going on.
Oh, okay.
And it is my favorite Superman movie yet. It was just excellent, dude. It pulled on your heartstrings, lots of good action, and Nick Bolt as the I think that's his name, that played Lex Luthor, something Holt. He crushed it, man. And he was evil son of a gun.
Evil son bitch.
Yep.
Nicholas Holt.
Yeah, Nicholas Holt.
Yeah.
But
Holt.
Then I did watch the new John Wick spinoff movie, Ballerina. That was a really kick-ass movie.
Which is off that chick.
Anna de Armas.
Yeah, she's an assassin. That's a chick. Yes.
Yep.
Yes,
She
yes.
grew up in the Ruska Roma, and she.
Which is the
goes
hotel, correct?
No, that's the. The Continental. The Ruska Roma is
which they made a show off of the Continental.
I know. I watched the first episode, and I just kind of fell out of it. I need to go back. I'm sure it's good, but this one here, it's got even the guy that was in Walking Dead. I can't remember his name right now, but there was a couple good cameos.
John Barenthal, is it?
No, not John Bernthal. It was the other guy that comes out a really rough looking face. He was in that biker movie recently.
Shit, I don't know.
I know. But dude, it was pretty damn awesome. Yeah, it was
nice.
Good. Yep.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So that's about it, dude. I didn't really do a whole lot of other.
Yeah, you're batching it.
Yep.
Batching it. We did have F1 race this weekend, so that was exciting. We'll get into that later on. But moving into my weekend, We did watch this. I'm trying to remember when this was. I could be telling something from like over a week ago, but it's fine. We watched Long Shot. It's a documentary about this guy who gets accused of this murder. And his brother's kind of involved in it, and that's, I think, how he gets pegged in this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
But he wasn't there. He was at a Dodgers game. And the only reason he's acquitted of this murder is that it just so happens that Curb Your Enthusiasm was filming there that night, and they caught him on camera.
Wow. So that was
he
his
was
alibi.
literally, that was it. They're like,
shit.
if you can't prove, because he's like, I bought the tickets. And they're like, okay, so who went? We have no proof of who showed up to that game.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like when you walk in and you hand your ticket, you get a picture taken.
Yeah.
So he's like, I bought the tickets, though. And they're like, yeah, but we can't prove you were there.
Wow.
And, it basically, this one episode, which is one of the quintessential episodes of Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's the one where he hires the hooker so he can get in the express toll to get to the Dodgers game quicker. And that is the whole, that's what saved that dude's life.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I'd like to know Larry David's.
He's in it. I mean, he talks about it.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he's like, I talk about it all the time at parties. He's like, it's a hell of a great party story to go in and be like, I saved a guy from getting life in prison, basically.
Wow.
So pretty wild. Definitely
It's
crazy. I recommend watching it. It's only like 40 minutes, so it's
really
pretty quick. But it combines both sports and, a little bit of the crime and all that stuff. So it gets everything in there. And
pretty interesting.
Pretty good, pretty crazy. Other than that, this weekend, I was ready for football. I watched the Colorado game, CU, on Saturday, where even though they played three different guys, it seems they found one of them to be the quarterback, and they ended up winning. I saw KU. They lost, right?
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Yeah. It was a close, really good game.
But yeah, watched some college football, watched some, NFL on Sunday, watched the F1 race on Sunday. Other than that, just trying to get a bunch of stuff done. I feel like I'm always getting stuff done, so it's just the bane of my existence.
Productive.
Being productive and never feeling like you get enough done.
Yep.
Just that whole vicious circle, if you will. So
yeah.
But let's move on. This week we do have a guest joining us. Tyler Sawa will be joining us. He is the host of the Pride podcast. So he is a Detroit Lions fan and podcast host. So we're going to get a little bit of insight on the Detroit Lions, that unfortunate loss they had this weekend to the Green Bay Packers, who are looking pretty good. But it's time to get into it, man.
Yeah.
I say we just get after it.
Let's get into some news.
Time to get your headlines. Get your headlines here.
Are you ready for some football?
Oh, you better be. Yeah. It's here.
It's football, bro. It happens.
Close the file. 69. Offense. He's giving them the business.
Giving them the business. Well, let's get into it, my friend.
Yep. We finally got week
Time
one.
is now.
It worked well. Did your fantasy teams win?
Nope.
Any of them win?
Nope.
Dang.
I lost both. What about you?
All four. I won all four of them.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
Went
Proud
well.
of you.
Yep.
I got a lot of unfortunate injuries this week. I had oh my God. San Francisco's tight end, George Kittle.
Yep.
He got hurt.
Now he's on IR.
On IR. He wasn't on IR. Now he is on IR.
Might as well cover that news. That's one topic we were going to hit. It came out today that he will be placed on IR.
Yeah, he got caught a touchdown, I believe.
Yeah, he did.
And then came up a little limp with the hammy. And moons over my hammy, those will always slow you down a little bit, unfortunately. And he's out for 4 weeks.
That comes, too, with Juwan Jennings getting hurt in that game, and news yesterday that Brock Purdy has a shoulder and toe injury. He's just banged up everywhere.
He's falling apart.
The toe is worse, and it's very unlikely he's going to play next week.
Oh, wow. A little turf toe action.
Yeah.
That'll get you, that turf toe, man. It's rough going.
Yeah. No, I was really shocked they won that game. I mean, the Seahawks were in position to win it, and then Nick Bosa pushed the tackle right into Sam Darnold, and Sam Darnold fumbled the ball, but they were about to score.
Yeah, there was a lot of games this weekend that I don't think anybody thought they were going to go the way they did, but
Colts,
here
man.
we are. The Colts looking like they may be I guess, sleeper in the AFC, if you will, as of week 1, because this is week 1 overreaction.
That's what it's called, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, Danny Dimes.
Shocked me, man. I've had the Dolphins picked.
Yeah, Dolphins look bad. We don't want to get too much into that one because you've got something that's going to play into that later. But let's start it off with how we started this week. And that was with the Thursday night game featuring the Dallas Cowboys going all the way to Philadelphia and taking on the Eagles. And this game was wrought with suspense. And, you know, I mean, just
wrought with spit, dude.
Yeah, spits, everything. We had ejections and a season-ending injury before the first actual snap of the NFL season.
Yep.
As the fullback for the Eagles, man, I can't. Ben Van Sumeren ends up tearing his patellar tendon. He is done for the season. And while that scrum was all getting sorted out, we had both of the teams kind of, you know, standing there in both of their respective huddles. Jalen Carter makes his way across the football, and he's saying something to Dak Prescott, who his linemen, their backs are to Jalen Carter, and Dak moves up in between his two linemen's shoulder pads and spits towards Jalen Carter. And as much as he downplays it, he's like, I spit all the time, man. I spit in every game. Most people don't spit, look at somebody, and then go,
and smile. Yeah, and smile,
Sup?
too.
Like, give you the head nod.
Smirking afterwards, too.
So as much as he wants to downplay it, he spit at him. Unfortunately, as it always goes in the NFL, usually the retaliator is the one that gets the penalty, and that is exactly what happened as Jalen Carter was ejected from the game after his unsportsmanlike conduct of spitting on Dak Prescott's jersey, and he was, now it came out today, fined $57,222. Where they come up with these numbers, I'd like to know.
I would have no idea. It's so specific. But not suspended for week 2 against the Chiefs.
Yeah, well, of course. I mean, they gave him, he didn't play a snap, so that's a game.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
As much as Chad would have liked him to be suspended 2 games.
I want them at full strength. You know, I don't want any excuses. But it is nuts, though, because Tart, I can't remember his first name, slaps Travis Kelce in the Friday night game. You know, an open hand hit, basically.
Apparently that's legal.
But that's what they kept saying. They were like, if he would have closed his fist, then it's an ejection.
Yeah.
But if you spit on somebody, then it's different. It's like,
well, there needs to be some delineation of this.
Like
what's
what are you?
what?
No, I can just smack somebody, and you see Kelsey's neck just go like that.
He smacked the shit out of him.
He did. He smacked, 'cause it's a big old boy, man. And that's what's great is Kelsey's the best at baiting these people. He does it all the time. You know?
Yeah,
he'll just get under their skin, and it's always the retaliator.
Didn't work out this way though.
But yeah, I mean, they did move us 15 yards, but then he was like batting balls down all over the place later in that game. But back to the Eagles game, the Cowboys put up way more of a fight than I expected. The spread was 8.5. I thought the Eagles would cover it easily, but I think there's some holes on the Eagles' defensive side. That could be because of the big hole that Jalen Carter fills, but
I know. I didn't start Javonte Williams because I was like, he ain't gonna get shit against his defensive line.
I don't blame you one bit.
And then first snap, no Jalen Carter, and he ends up rolling off like 20 points, 2 touchdowns.
Well,
so that was cool.
This Cowboys team looks a lot different with Brian Schottenheimer. I mean, with Mike McCarthy calling the plays, it was just all over the place. There was no rhythm, no consistency, and there was much more run plays called with Schottenheimer calling it, and I think that takes a lot of pressure off Dak, and then opens up some open receivers down the field. Because, I mean, if CeeDee Lamb catches some balls at the end, they could have won that game easily. 3 huge drops. At the end of that game.
Yeah, which sealed the deal for them. But Philadelphia, I mean, they still look. They don't have the Super Bowl hangover as of now. We'll give them that.
No.
I don't think the same can be said for Kansas City. I mean, I'm not going to say that they were, suffering from the Super Bowl hangover. This is a team that's been in the Super Bowl for 3 years. They played more football in the last 3 years than any team in the NFL. And they fell to a Los Angeles team that was putting it all out there to try and beat them.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, KC just fell a little bit short. And Justin Herbert played a hell of a game.
He played lights out.
Hell of a game. Wish I would start him in my fantasy league. 33 points, I believe.
You make some questionable calls sometimes in your
What do you mean? You Jalen Hurts over Justin Herbert?
Right, but the thing with it, like, you drafted Ayuk, and then there was somebody else that was kind of like banged up that you drafted.
Oh, yeah, it was Godwin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like he drafted 2.
It's okay. Guys. I'm going to trade everybody for somebody to Josh. It's fine.
I like how the best was like, have your backup kicker.
Yeah, I know.
That was funny.
I know. I like how Debesh was talking so much shit because he scored 107 points.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, not a whole lot.
If that's what you're going to hang your hat on, God forbid.
Yeah, week 1.
We've had like 120, 130s in these leagues. So,
Yeah.
but yes.
I'm not trying to make excuses, but man, I really think if Worthy doesn't get hurt, that is a way different game. That apparently he was a huge part of their game plan.
Well, they don't have much else at wide receiver, so he should be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they've got Marquise Brown, and they had Jalen Royals, which they drafted in the second round, but then he was banged up and couldn't play either. And so they just don't, like, he was thrown into Brownlee, Tyquan Thornton and stuff. Like, the average fan don't know who these guys are at all. And that threw off the rhythm and I think the game plan of their whole outlook by drastic measures. And I don't know what they were doing on defense. They were playing so much cushion. There were so many hitch routes ran by the Chargers, and they were just eating them alive with it. And then whenever they would try to come up and press and play man coverage, then Chris Jones on a pivotal third down, and he admitted he made a mistake. He didn't keep contained, and then he goes inside, and then Justin Herbert runs out there. But
that was that game-sealing one where he ran for like, I forget how long it was. It wasn't super long, but it basically sealed the game for him.
Yep.
Well, let's talk about some other things. Speaking of the beginning of the games, the kickoffs are back.
Dude, I'm so pumped. 75% of the kickoffs this year in week 1 were returned.
Yeah, and we had some good ones. I mean, there was a good one in the Broncos game. I believe the Titans returned it like 71 yards.
Yeah, I think in that game they started on their own territory like 4 times, but couldn't do anything with it.
No, at one point we had a turnover on like our own 20, and they ended up on the 50.
Yeah.
Which is pretty wild.
That's
hard to do.
The Broncos were trying to do everything they could to lose that game.
The defense was like, nah, we're good.
Yeah, we're gonna save you guys. Like, if the defense could play offense.
Pat Surtain had one play, I believe, because he just shut down Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, Calvin Ridley couldn't do anything.
No, but it's been fun to see because after last year, like, it was definitely the kickoffs were kind of. We went from just like, oh, yeah, it goes into the end zone, that's it, to like, oh, yeah, the guy caught it, and that's it. So now at least they're returning it. It is exciting to see because it is a bummer when it's like, oh, the season's kicking off, and it's like, fair catch.
Touchback. Because it really, when you kick it into the end zone, they get to the 35. Then 15 more yards are at the 15. So
or the 50, yeah.
The 50, yeah. So it's like, I mean, I saw Bucker make a couple mistakes by punting it in, or kicking it into the end zone. I mean, these guys have to be real pinpoint to get it in the right spot. I even saw in one game, I can't remember which one it was. I think it was last night, actually, where there was a false start where one of the guys on coverage took off too soon before the guy caught it. So, it's a work in progress, but I'm loving it so far. There was a lot of big returns. The Chiefs, the very first play, Tyquan Thornton took it real far. But of course, we got Carl Sheffers on the call, and he called a holding for it. So, dude,
damn you, Carl.
If you look at his numbers against the Chiefs, I mean, it's like somebody for the Chiefs murdered his family or something. Like,
they might have,
hates the Chiefs.
Let's give the guy some credit. We don't know yet.
But let's talk about the Bengals and Browns game, man. That one was another shocker.
Allen screwed me in our league.
Why is that?
Because Joe Burrow only got 8 points.
Yeah, 113
the hell am I
yards.
To do with that?
I don't blame you, man. I mean, I have Jamar Chase, and I got him in that work league, and got me like 4 points. I think.
Yeah, Joe Flacco is the leading passer in this game with 290 yards, and Jerry Jeudy is the leading receiver with 66 yards, and a 17-16 win.
Oh, dude! If you look at the total yards. If we go to the box score real quick, I got it pulled up right here. Let's see if I can go to the team stats. Like, they outgained them in yards by a drastic measure, and they still couldn't finish it off. I mean, they've got to be shooting themselves in the foot, maybe the kicker's foot, for not letting Dustin Hopkins come in.
This is insane.
Are you looking at the total yards?
Yeah, for the team.
Team stats, yeah.
Oh, wait. Well, hold on. Let me go here.
But they had a chance to win it, and the kicker missed a extra point and a field goal. That's 4 points right there.
Well, what this is saying is that the team had 278 passing yards for Cleveland, and Cincinnati had 95.
Yeah, because they deduct with the sacks.
Okay.
Yep.
So that makes sense then. So yeah, Cincinnati had 95 yards.
They couldn't do. And here's one. I was watching Red Zone, and this was insane. Like Scott Hansen was about to go to a different game, and he had just shown 2 back-to-back sacks by Myles Garrett, and he was like, "Wait, hold on a sec. We got to go back here. You guys won't believe this." And they sacked Joe Burrow for a 3rd consecutive time. He thought Myles Garrett had made the sack, but it was actually he had kind of like caused it, but another guy got the sack, and they sacked Joe Burrow on his own like 3-yard line.
Yeah. Well, they cut to that Myles Garrett after the game. Dude, that guy is a monster.
He looks like an Avenger, dude. He is
not real.
No. I mean,
he's huge.
You see him like doing interviews and stuff, just like with his cut off sleeves and stuff, and you're like, no wonder
dude,
you
his
have the
arms are
numbers
as big as
do.
our legs. That's what's crazy.
He's enormous. I mean, it no wonder these guys can't block him. You know, it's just insane. But I mean, that's what made the real big difference in the game. And the Browns always played the Bengals tough. I was really
divisional games. What are you gonna do, man?
Well, I mean, even like the Bengals they beat the Steelers a lot, but man, for some reason, Myles Garrett and the Browns can get to the Bengals because they did it last year too.
Yeah,
it's just insane. But yeah, I mean the Browns, like, they had a couple really bad breaks where I think there might have been both of them on Jerry Jeudy where Flacco threw to him and he bobbled it and then it popped up in the air and then it got intercepted. You know,
damn it, Jerry. Yeah.
Dude, and did you see that thing I sent you about the yardage? That was weird.
Oh, the 66.
Yeah,
it was like 6 or 65 and a half.
So his over under was like 65.
If he could have pitched it, he wouldn't. They would have had a chance,
and
but he
was
just went
supposed
down.
to lateral it, and he just kept going. That was kind of funny. I'm like, all right.
Well, you know, we're seeing that now more with the who was it? The Guardians closers. 2 of them get suspended for gambling. Thankfully, Malik Beasley got what's it? I want to say eradicated, but
like acquitted.
Yeah, he got like they're not looking into him anymore, even though all the shit that was going on with him.
That's insane. All of the videos look so incriminating. That's
somehow
wild.
he got out of it, but yeah, it's a crazy thing we're living in right now. We don't know, and with it being so embroiled, and it's like we said, like Michael Porter came out and said that in one of his crazy interviews this offseason, where he's like, all it takes is a couple homies from back home to be like, hey, if we all band together a bunch of money and you just go under, like, we'll make some pretty good money. And he's like, it doesn't take much for people to be like, that's life-changing money, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, a couple $1,000s to turn your life around.
One night, you just kind of accidentally have a bad night.
You get poked in the ow, but still, moving on, we have trades happening in the NFL, which is wild to me that we're still having trades. But the Jaguars,
he's always making deals.
He's making moves, man. He trades for running back Tank Bigsby from the Jacksonville Jaguars, and it's basically in exchange for 2026 5th and 6th round picks. I also didn't realize that Tank Bigsby, his full name is I just missed it. It's something crazy like Carvarius.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Hold on. But yeah, it's which is surprising. I mean, they've still got one of the best running backs in the league, and they're going to go bring in a guy was starting a year or two ago with Jacksonville, Cartavius.
Yeah.
Cartavius Bigsby.
I wonder if it's because they lost that fullback or what.
Oh, that could be. I mean, you've got the extra roster spot. You might as well bring in somebody. But
and they were using Shipley, but he's pretty small for the offense they want to run there. But I mean, you look at it, it's like, Travis Etienne, like he's been, hurt a lot, and then in week 1 goes off for 143 yards. They're like, okay, I think we'll stick with this guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think we might have found our guy.
But I bet I'm interested to hear your take on this. News came out today that the Broncos do plan on opening a stadium in, is it a Burnham Yard?
Burnham Yard, yes.
Yeah. 2031.
So this was the initial plot of land that they bought a few months ago. Mm-hmm. And then it was almost like a few months went by and it was pretty silent. And then next thing we know, there's this bid from Lone Tree that they want the Broncos Stadium. And I think this was kind of a thing the Broncos did to pull a fast one on the city of Denver, because I don't think they ever intended to move to Lone Tree. I mean, you're talking 30 minutes, give or take, south of Denver.
Bad idea.
Bad idea. And they'd already bought this site, and it's basically an old rail yard that's been around since I think before Denver was Denver, basically.
Probably
6 decades.
like Purina.
Yeah, no, that's a little further east there on 70, buddy.
Yeah, but dude, it smells
It
like
reeks
Purina.
all the way.
Yeah,
I know.
I mean,
I always remember that staying on the dock and being like, "Oh man,
dude, it's
just
awful.
reeks."
It reeks. It's always like, it used to be Wednesdays, but now it's like Thursdays, dude. It smells like boiling blood. It's gross.
Well, I mean, if you ever pulled in behind one of those trucks that are going to Purina with just all the dead bodies of whatever they're taking there, it reeks like death.
That's awful.
But yeah, so they've locked it in. They've got a new place. As Chad mentioned, 2031 is the expected opening of the new stadium. It will have a retractable roof, which means we'll probably be getting, the typical, possibly getting picked for Super Bowl. You're going to get the World Cup stuff going on now, a lot more likely in a big stadium, not too far.
Concerts and everything.
Concerts and all that stuff. It's only about like a mile. It's been between 6th and 13th. Wait. So it's southeast of Empower Field, like a mile southeast. And it seems like it's going to be the thing to do, because they're going to get their whole entire area. They'll probably have some sort of parking garage built for parking, and then they're going to kind of do like what Kroenke's done out there in LA, where you kind of build your own little city within a city.
Yeah.
So
all the league offices and stuff, or the team offices, will probably be right
everything.
there.
Well, I mean, we still have the training facility out there out east, but this will be nice to have, just because I do think it's going to open up a lot more area there in that general area, which isn't very developed right now. And plus, you're going to get to tear down the stadium, and you can see Kroenke again turn what used to be Empower into some sort of super ball arena complex.
Well, I think that's what their plan is. They're going to put round. I think what they're trying to do is tear out Ilitch's, and they're going to build this huge apartment.
Well, I heard Ilitch is going to stay now, so I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of things that could change in the next few years. But I did hear, Ilitch's was gone, and then it was going to stay. But I mean, Ball or Kroenke owns all of that whole area.
Yeah, it's like right around there on the Platte.
So,
but let's mention the biggest thing about this. This is all going to be privately funded, and it won't have anything to do with taxpayers. That is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a nice thing about having Walmart owning your team. They've got all these billions of dollars.
Money.
Yeah. They're just like, signing bonuses. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, seriously.
But
I mean, exciting news.
That is a nice thing, and that has been what we've been seeing, especially with these new stadiums coming up and people wanting them to come in, is like, well, we don't want to pay for it though, and that's the big thing. Is the taxpayers are like, well, we're not going to pay for this. Like, what's it really do for us? Granted, I mean, you're talking a lot of commerce coming in and out, especially if a Super Bowl shows up. That's going to boost everything. So it's better for everybody. I think it's better that it stays in Denver. I wouldn't have minded if it moved a little further out east towards the airport, just because it's closer to me. But that's just me being greedy. But other than that, I'm looking forward to it. That came out today. They had a press conference, and looks like we're not too far off from possibly hosting a Super Bowl by 2035, maybe. Who knows?
Just one other thing I forgot to mention. I just got to
not allowed.
I will say this, because watching these games, the return of the greybeards are back.
Oh, yeah.
I was proven wrong. I really thought...
you didn't include Russell Wilson in here, so I can't say it's the greybeards.
Well, that's because he had a horrible game. Man, the talk of him, it is basically like, there's a lot... I guess Dayball's already came out and said that Russ is going to start next week, but he is already, after the game in the post conference, he was already kind of acting like, Jackson
they were roasting him. Like, are you gonna say he's gonna start?
Yeah,
and he like gave him some like runaround answer, and he's like, but you didn't really answer my question, did you?
Yeah,
he's like, I'm not gonna.
He went, I think it was 17 for 37 or something, but like he looked awful out there. Yeah, I would imagine when the Chiefs play the Giants in Week 3, they're probably going to be playing Jackson Dart.
Well, that was the big question: is when he comes back, or when the Broncos play them, is he going to still be the starter? And it could be over before even then. So.
I really think it could be. But the return of the greybeards is Aaron Rodgers proving me wrong. I thought he was going to be awful this year. Obviously this isn't a week 1 overreaction, but you look at, him, Matt Stafford, who you can even include that. He's been in the league forever. He's been dealing with a back issue. He looked pretty good. Then there's another one that I want to, Joe Flacco, obviously, out there
wheeling and dealing.
Geno Smith, I mean, he racked up 362 yards. I'm pretty sure he's leading the league in passing yards so far.
362, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so it's like hats off to these guys, man. Still out there doing it. I mean, Rodgers made some passes. I was like, wow, that kind of looks like vintage Rodgers.
Yeah. He did look pretty good out there. And there's a couple of situations where he was pretty amped up. And I'm like, oh, that does look like a vintage Rodgers. But this is one game, and it's against a team that he really wanted to beat.
Yeah. And he didn't shy away from it.
He said that after the fact.
Yes, he did.
He's like, I wanted to beat everybody. Had anything to do with the Jets.
Yeah.
Which I don't know why, dude. Honestly, when you think about it, they literally gave that dude everything.
Yeah.
They paid you all the money you wanted. They went and got Alan Lazard. They went and traded for Devontae Adams.
Traded away a bunch, too.
Yeah. And then you run out the first game and tear your Achilles.
Well, then even more so the next year, he doesn't really do much for him.
No, even when he was healthy,
was healthy, if you break it down, he was basically average, but it was really the defense that kind of screwed him over last year, but that didn't help. But it's just his leadership, man. I mean, he was blaming guys constantly. He's just not a good team player. I'm really interested to see what this is going to do for the Steelers. I mean, I thought Jalen Ramsey was going to suck, and he's out there hitting dudes like an assassin, man.
I mean, he basically sealed that game for him.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. That hit on Garrett Wilson, dude. Yeah. Garrett Wilson, I was like, is he dead?
He might be dead.
He's dead, dude. Jalen Ramsey was trying to start like 2 or 3 fights. So
he dead.
I mean, that's I'm pretty interested. I'd like to see them beat the Bengals this year. That'd be cool.
That would be nice. Well, before we move on to the Daily Dogs, let's get overreactions, both good and bad, for our teams. I'll let you start.
All right.
Let's hear about it.
Well, this is like a wormhole. I could go into this for a while. But the overreaction, I'm afraid our defense is going to average about 25, 26 points given up a game this year. I have a feeling I just don't think they have the personnel on the back end. I really wish they would have re-signed Justin Reed. Instead, they elevated Brian Cook and Jaden Hicks to starting safety roles. Those guys were getting burnt. Chamari Connor just looked lost out there. And Trent McDuffie's like really our only good corner. We got Jalen Watson, but I think he's just slightly below average corner at best. The worst stat, the one that gives me like a horrible taste in my mouth, is Chris Jones, obviously gets double teamed on every snap, but you look at the pass blocking stats for Mike Dana, Charles Omenihu, and Derek Nottie. 3 guys totaled, I want to say it was like 47 pass blocking attempts, or pass rushing attempts, 0 pressures, 0 hurries. That is abysmal.
Yeah.
I know the Chargers have a good offensive line, but it doesn't matter. You got to get some pressure on them. So Chris Jones can't do anything when those guys are just getting one-on-one over there. George Karlaftis had a great game, but they need some help. I just don't think they have the personnel to do it. I don't think there's anybody they could bring in or trade for. I think this is just the way it is. And I was hoping that Mahomes, with the offense that we were supposed to have, could just score enough points and overcome that. But now with the injury to Worthy, I think I might just have to see that this might be the year we don't win the AFC West, and maybe we actually just get a high draft pick. Like, it hasn't happened in 8 years.
I hate to break it to you, but I don't think you're going to get a high draft pick, unless something goes terribly wrong. I think you're still going to be sniffing at the top third of the league.
20 would be better than 32.
Like, that's true.
I'm just saying,
man, first world problems.
I know. I said that at work too, and they're like, "Oh God, so bad,
suck."
I mean, but like you look at some of these teams, like what they get. I mean, the Raiders with Ashton Genty, he was breaking tackles out there. The Patriots, I mean, I can go down each one of these teams, and they've gotten studs in the top 20 picks, and I don't want that. I'd much rather have a great season and finish strong, but like, I just don't think they have the personnel to do it this year. And I don't know. I think they just need to make like an adjustment at coaching with Matt Nagy. I don't think he's creative enough. That was one of the only great creative plays and big plays was that one of the Travis Kelce, and that was pretty cool.
Oh, that is pretty cool. So what's overreaction good-wise?
Mahomes, that's what
he's really good,
dude. That's really what it is. We got pretty drunk that night. I mean, I had a few drinks and stuff. I didn't get too drunk, but I
had a buzz.
Yeah, because it just got really shitty, and she was leaving the next morning, so we were just kind of like having a good time,
commiserating.
And I text my buddies, and I was like, the best part about this is like, even when we
still
win
got
or lose,
Mahomes,
dude, it's like it reminds me of like how Bulls fans must have felt watching Michael Jordan
yeah.
because every game you're getting a ridiculous highlight.
It's kind of like how we were with Elway back in the day.
I'm sure,
it doesn't matter if you're winning or losing, as long as you've got Elway, you got a chance,
dude. And it may sound cheesy, but like it still just makes watching football fun. I mean, he's out there, and I hate that he's hurrying and he has to do all this, but some of the throws he makes, I mean, dude. He's bad about it. Last year when I was rewatching those playoff games, he was baiting, kind of like with Shea with baiting people. He was baiting people on the sidelines with
I can't wait till he gets annihilated. It's going to happen this year.
But that's what I'm saying is I think he heard all that shit and said, okay, I'm not going to do all that. So he trucked guys into
That's what's going to get him laid out, though.
And maybe
that to me is
if a linebacker, yeah. But
it's like when Kenny Pickett with Pitt did the fake slide thing.
Oh yeah,
it's that same type of thing.
But
where it's like you give yourself up and then don't. It's kind of like okay,
but
we already get screwed anyways. Well, so I'm just gonna lay you out and take a 15-yard.
I think he heard all that talk and he was like, all right, I'm not gonna fake give myself up. I'm gonna lay you out. And yeah, maybe against a linebacker that could be a little different. But dude, he's fucking thick. And so,
yeah, I mean, he took a little DB on. Just wait till somebody just lays him out on the sideline.
It could happen, man. But I mean, that happened last year in the 49ers game. I mean, there's multiple in the Texans playoff game. For some reason, that dude's solid, and he trucks guys
He is.
a lot.
I see him drop the shoulder. He'll lay some people out. So I give him credit for that. But I'm just saying that's one of those things where I'm like, somebody is going to say, just take the hit. I'll pay the fine.
Yeah, it's going to happen, yeah.
Somebody's going to be like, I'll pay the fine. I don't even care.
And I think that's why he's just, like, rushed all the time, too. I was thinking about this. Like, the O-line didn't have too good of a game overall. And it's like, as a DN, you got to be thinking, like, oh, I got a chance to sack Mahomes. Like, that's got to be, like, as a rookie or something, that's just got to be, like, so tasty. Like, oh, I finally want to try to get this.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And he had a great quote after the game. He was like, we are always going to get everybody's best. When you're the Chiefs, you're never going to get anybody.
Well, when you've been in the Super Bowl for 3 years, everybody's
4 out of the last 5.
Well, yeah, whatever.
You said 3 earlier. I was like,
because it was 3 straight. You skipped 1, and then there was another one. Yeah. But yeah, whatever. Whatever makes you guys sleep better on your little condiment-colored pillows at night. But yeah, no, I mean, I still am not. Again, this is overreactions. Until the Chiefs lose the AFC West, they're gonna win it to me, and that's just how it is. You gotta knock them off. Moving over to the Broncos, overreactions. This may be the best defense we've ever watched in our lives. I don't know who's going to pass on him. Danny Dimes, I know he's scored 7 straight touchdowns, and we're going to get into him here shortly. But he did that against 3rd and 4th stringers on the Miami defense in the back end of things. We heard, do you know their defensive backs by chance?
No, because they were down to like
Storm Duck and some other guy. Yeah. Danny Dimes threw all over the yard on them, but we'll see what he does against the Broncos secondary. Is clearly the strong point of this defense. 6 sacks in this game, 1 less than the amount of first downs they allowed against Cam Ward. The defense balled out. Also 133 yards total allowed, 131 penalty yards for
they were shooting. Dude, how bad is Brian Callahan when he made that comment that why he didn't challenge that catch and you don't even know the rule?
Well, there was that. There was the
if I was the owner, I'd want to fire him right there.
Before halftime, he allowed the Broncos to get the ball back, score a touchdown. Luckily, that 71-yard kick return happened and allowed them to get 3 points. Otherwise, it would have been way worse of a second half start.
Yeah.
what was the other thing he did that was dumb? Oh, well, I mean,
when they were on their own 10, you know, the play calling was just atrocious.
Yeah.
You know, you're on your own 10, run the ball, run the clock down. Instead, what are you doing?
Yeah, well, and then, you know, I think that the sequence when they fumbled the ball in the punt return.
No, that was the one where he got sacked, and it looked like it was a safety, but it was on that like half-yard line.
Yeah. That one was pretty wild. The craziest sequence of play I've seen in a long time was that muff punt that ended up like starting on like the 20 or something, and then they ended up on the 50. That's crazy. In terms of bad overreactions, this is why I was worried about all of the hoopla coming in.
I was waiting for you to say that.
I hated it. I didn't like it. It upset me, and it was proven this week. This was the worst. Thankfully, it's one game. It's the beginning of the season, but this was the worst game that Bo Nix had as a Bronco.
That's what
everything. All of his passes were behind everybody. He had happy feet, dude. He's in the pocket. It's like
holding onto the ball forever, taking risks.
He'd have the opportunity to move up in the pocket, dude, and he instead of like taking his time, he just like run up into the lineman. It's like, dude,
I don't know what he was doing. And those bootlegs, where he would bootleg and then throw across the field and then got intercepted.
Yeah, the interceptions were ugly.
He threw into the zone coverage on that one time. It's like, dude, you know they're in zone. Don't do that.
Yeah, they're waiting. They're baiting you, basically.
I mean, I loved it.
Yeah, well, of course you did.
I mean, I will say that defense does look really good, but I am really interested to see. I mean, I think next week you guys are still going to handle the Colts, but week 3 against the Chargers, I'm really interested.
That's the thing, we get basically two kind of layups, if you will. I mean, any given Sunday, I mean, case in point, look what happened last week with Danny Dimes. Any given Sunday, shit can happen, but they need to figure it out. I don't know if it's if maybe Sean Payton opened up the whole playbook this year, but you had wide receivers, tight ends not knowing what to do. Bo's yelling, and I'm like, you need to stop.
Oh,
stop.
I saw that.
Stop.
Yeah.
Stop. It's over and over again. He's like, come back. Like, what are you doing? Like, he was
very vocal.
There is some issues happening, and I want to see how it plays out. But other than that, dude, this defense is going to save this offense a lot. Yeah. And if they can outscore what the defense allows, they're going to win a lot of games.
That's sure.
But if this offense figures it out, this is going to be a very good football team. Optimistically, I think, on the high side of things, making it to the playoffs, winning a game is what I think the goal should be. But just making it to the playoffs again, especially after this game, I'd say is going to be pretty lucky.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see.
I mean, look at the Chargers, dude. They looked lights out.
They look so good, man. I think they were just
Raiders
much more
are better.
I mean, the penalties the Chiefs had was driving me fucking nuts. I mean, there was one clip where, I don't know if you saw this, after one of the 4 penalties Juwan Taylor had, Travis Kelce got up in his face.
Oh, he headbutted him.
Yeah.
And it was like, come on, man.
I was like, finally, dude. Someone needs to hit him in the nuts, dude. Wake him up. Like, how is this hard? Josh Simmons even did it once. It's like, but you look at the Chargers side, very few penalties. They were very disciplined. That was a very Harbaugh coached team. And that's not what you want to see from a team coming off of a Super Bowl loss. So,
you would hope there'd be a little bit more fire, but like I said, man, this is a team that has played more football than anybody else in the last 5 years.
And it's in Brazil too. I hate that shit, man. It's like that's a neutral site. It was supposed to be a Chargers home game, and for some reason they painted one of the end zones Chiefs, and the Chargers were pissed about that. And I was like, God damn, you're getting a field to get mad.
Did you see the end zone line last night?
Oh yeah,
it looked like a drunk guy did it. It's just like wee.
Well, even the field. Did you see on Twitter just like a picture of the field?
No.
And they're like, God, I feel sorry for everybody feeling it looks like a high school field, man. It's just sad.
Well, it's Soldier Field, man. What are you gonna do?
Well, it's been a franchise for nearly 110 years. They could spend the money to get it fixed. The Broncos, because the Walmart money looks like an immaculate.
Dude, we'll roll a new field out tomorrow if we have to. $500,000.
It looked immaculate. Seriously, Walmart makes that in a day.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm talking about. Well, let's move on. Let's get into the Daily Dow.
Daily.
All right, well, I'll hit mine first. Yeah, because he was playing against a quarterback that unfortunately had to deal with a lot of diarrhea, so maybe that's why. There's a lot of excuses for Tua.
For Tua? Did Tua had diarrhea?
That's what he
Do
said.
you know
He
what
came out
else
and
had
said-
diarrhea?
You?
Kyler, no, probably. Kyler Williams. Apparently he
Kyron?
was
For
no.
the Rams? Who you
No,
know?
no. Arizona's quarterback, Kyler.
Kyler Murray?
Yes.
Oh,
Why did I
that's
say
who-
Williams?
Excuse me, not Tua. That's what I meant
You
to
were
say.
thinking of Kyler.
I was thinking of Kyler Murray.
Because I was
Yeah,
going to
so
say,
Kyler
that's
Murray.
crazy. They both had
Okay.
poops.
Yeah, my bad. But I did see a clip on Twitter where somebody thought Tua got a concussion because early in the game,
I think he had one before he started the game.
I think he just wakes up with one every day. The decisions he was making, it didn't help him out in either way. But, you know, Daniel Jones doesn't play against the offense, and he went out there, and according to Scott Hansen, was the first quarterback to ever score on all of his 7 possessions.
Mm-hmm.
That seems. Do you remember the Tom Brady Randy Moss
Nope.
no game? That game, not either.
No, Peyton, Tom, none of the greats ever did it.
How is that?
Because it was 7. No, it wasn't 7 straight possessions, was it?
For Daniel Jones, yeah, all 7 possessions.
He scored on.
Yep. And I mean, it was QB sneaks. I mean, he was running. So he had 197 yards at the half, completed 22 of 29 throws. And yes, Chris, like mentioned, that this was against a really banged up, depleted Dolphins team. But, you know, they're all NFL players out there. Every team, it's not like college where FSU just beat a team 77-3, you know. They are all NFL players to where they, you know, it's going to be tough competition for sure. And man, he was dealing out there. He's making great decisions. He's making Tyler Warren look like he's going to be an elite tight end.
Well, everybody was saying he was the best one coming out. And
He
they were
is
blown away
huge.
that Colston Loveland went ahead of him. He looks like a linebacker that is also a tight end.
He looks like
receiver.
Frankenstein, dude. I mean, he's just monsters. Just running over guys. And he's like a fullback and everything. But yeah, I was watching Red Zone, and after that game, I immediately had to put him down for my daily dog. I was just like, you know, the guy, he got so much criticism. I mean, they thought the Colts were tanking on purpose by putting him out there. And not only that, hats off to the O-line, because the O-line, analysts out there thought this was going to be, they were rolling out Daniel Jones behind a horrible offensive line just to tank for maybe Archie Manning. And you look, and it's like their offensive line looked pretty damn good. And that is against a good Dolphins front with Bradley Chubb back. They've got Judon down there too.
Yeah. Matt Judon just signed with him. And I forget the other guy who got hurt last year too. He's been hurt.
Jalen Phillips.
Yes, Phillips.
Yeah.
Yes. Both him and
Yeah, they're all back.
Shane Ray, or not Shane Ray. Oh, he got traded there from the Broncos. You just said
I
his
know
name.
who you're talking
You
about.
just said his name.
Bradley Chubb.
Bradley Chubb,
Yeah.
yes. Him and Bradley Chubb both got hurt last year, and they were supposed to be like kind of the stalwarts on that defensive
Yep.
line that was going to, you know, shore everything up. But unfortunately for them, they got hurt. But yes, Danny Dimes is back, and that is Chad's Daily Dog.
Daily.
That's right.
Danny Dog.
Danny Dog.
That's his new nickname.
New nickname, not Danny Dimes, Danny Dog. Real quick, though, I did want to make a little adjustment to what we were talking about. So scoring on 7 straight possessions is significant offensive achievement. The Colts did it just most recently this weekend. I can almost speak languages. They became the first team since 1977 to score on every possession. Other recent examples include Granite Bay's football team, which is a high school football team. I don't know why that's thrown in here. And your Chiefs, Chad, in the 2020 AFC Championship game, scored on 7 straight drives.
The 2020 AFC Championship game?
Yeah. That's what it says here.
Yeah, that's against the Bills.
7 straight possessions.
I'll be damned.
So,
Yep.
there you go. We all learned something new, but let's get into my daily dog. I was going to pick Josh Allen, but that just seemed
Too easy?
too easy. So I'm going to go with Mr. Matt Prater. And I'll tell you why. This man was not on a team
No.
on Thursday.
On Friday, he flew out there.
Yeah, he took a red eye out to Buffalo, New York from Arizona, where Mr. Matt Prater has been keeping up on his kicking skills. He has been in game ready condition since his last time being on a roster. And here he is. After Tyler Bass placed on injured reserve ahead of the season opener on Sunday Night Football, they signed 41-year-old Matt Prater
Dude,
to the practice squad.
Jokes on him, like they on Monday morning when I was listening to the recap episode, they're like, Matt Prater looked like this old librarian out there. I mean, I can't even remember their exact words, but dude, you see like him on the sideline in his gray hair and stuff. He did not.
Yeah.
It did not look like a football player.
Dude, we're talking a guy who was on the Broncos in Peyton's heyday.
Yeah.
We're talking 10 years ago.
Well, just a couple years ago, I think I had him when he was on the Cardinals. And I had him because he had
that was
big
the
leg.
last time.
Yeah.
Because he's always been able, dude, 50 to 60, Prater was clutch.
Well, and they showed that graphic where his record was 64 yards at Mile High.
Yeah, he set before Tucker. He was the last one to set the record.
Yeah.
But Matt Prater, he got a really cool DUI when he was playing here, and that's why he's no longer on the Broncos. But needless to say, the 41-year-old walks into the Buffalo Bills practice building and walks into the meeting room, and people thought they got a new coach. They're like, "Who's the new coach?"
Yeah,
and he's
old,
like,
man.
"I'm here to play."
Yeah. It's like longest yard situation.
Yeah, basically, he ends up becoming the oldest player to play in a game for the Bills, and also kicked the walk-off game-winning field goal after Josh Allen pulled off a miraculous comeback.
Yeah.
I turned the game off. I don't know about you.
Are you serious?
Turn it off, dude.
Oh no!
I quit watching it.
40 to 25.
Right about there, I came back 40 to 32.
Okay,
And then I watched the last bit, and I was like, no way. And sure as shit.
It was probably the best Sunday night game I've ever seen.
It might be the best game of this season, and it's the first week.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the slate of games. I mean, I love watching Red Zone when they're like, there was 8 games in the first slate, and then there was like 5 one-score games in the first quarter. It's like, oh, I'm so glad football's back. It's just, you never know how it can go.
Back.
That was an insane game, though. I mean, it's insane to be Derrick Henry and you put up 170-some yards, and you're pretty much...
they rushed for over 250, scored 40 points, and lost. They're the only team to have done that.
Yeah.
Since the inception of,
now,
of football.
What you shared it, what is it, like 277
to 1 or
teams where
like
when
that.
they rushed for 235 and they put up 40 points or something like that. I think that was the stat.
Yeah.
And then now
277-1.
Yeah. And John Harbaugh, we've talked about this the past 3 years because it's
I think he has the most 20-point losses.
Well, he's got the most. He's got 17 double-digit losses now. From
when they were leading
in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
That's not a good thing.
No. Well, dude, I think with 5 minutes left, I think the odds of
99%, dude.
like 99.01.
I mean, they had a 15-point lead with 4 minutes left.
Yeah.
I thought for sure
They had 2 15-point
I was
leads.
talking
There
on
are
the
2 20-point leads in this game.
Yeah. I was
Which is
talking on the
insane.
phone with Hannah, and I was like, yeah, this guy was pretty pumped about this game, but I might turn it off. Like, it's kind of a blowout now. And then he fumbled, and then it went nuts.
Yeah.
Yep.
Derrick Henry definitely cost him on that one. After being the reason they should win.
Yeah.
Dude, the way he hits the hole is insane.
It's just one, like, nobody wants to tackle him, man.
He hits it and he just blows through people, and you're like, wow, you're not stopping that. All right, well, we need to get going. We're just going to cover Hard in the Paint. That's about, no, we need to do F1.
There's nothing in Hard in the Paint.
I was going to talk about the Hall of Fame, but let's just get into F1. Let's do it.
Do you want to wait? We only got 5 minutes before we could just touch on a little bit.
We might be able to get through it. If not, we'll finish with it.
We got to cover him and call him at
6. Yeah. So, which reminds me, I need to send him.
Yep. Well,
take us to it.
Max Verstappen over the weekend was just on fire. We found out on Saturday, he got the pole, and he set the record for not just the fastest lap that weekend, but the fastest lap in F1 history at Monza. And I don't know how long they've been racing there, but I would probably guess like 40, 50 years probably.
Oh, man, at least.
I'd say at least 50 years. But yeah, fastest lap in history, and it was a very humbled response too. He said, they've got new asphalt, the cars and everything like that. Pretty good response to it. But yeah, I came into the race, I think 30 laps in, and there's just the very beginning of it was just madness. It was just all over the place. But the story of the race is the Papaya rules.
Yeah, unfortunately for McLaren, not a very good race.
I mean, they finished 2 and 3, but just the outlook on it isn't good for Lando. I mean, another bad. It's not his fault, but not his fault again. Another bad pit stop. The guy running the gun or something like that couldn't get it working, and so he was in there longer than he needed to. And so Zach Brown told Oscar, "Give your position to Lando."
Yeah, and this is where it all starts, man. This is how the fracture happens, because eventually someone's going to be like, why do I have to give him any sort of one up on me when I'm just doing what I'm supposed to be doing? So,
and they did it because he's got such a big lead in the driver's standings. They figure it's not really worth it. You know, they want to basically make the driver's championship.
I think they want to make it sure so Max can't even get close. If they're both 1-2, maybe. But Max is pretty much already out of it at this point.
He's only 33 points behind. I just checked it earlier. Lando's at 293 and Max is at 260. So, I mean, we'll see.
He could catch him, but the only thing with Max is, though, and it's just like this weekend, if he doesn't have the pole, he can't catch the McLarens.
No. Yeah.
If he does not have the lead, he cannot catch them in the Red Bull car, and that's been the big thing. We keep seeing it. If the McLarens are ahead of him, Max has no chance, and his race is usually pretty shitty. He does his best, but we've seen him fall and falter, and it's becoming. I mean, we're probably going to see him leaving soon. I don't know how much more he's going to put up with Red Bull if they can't even really compete unless they get the pole. But
well, I mean, they have the car this weekend, and he's a guy that's just going to keep racing, because this is what's pretty cool is they got the week off this week, and then they'll come back to Baku in Qatar, and he is still racing. He will be racing at the legendary Nuremberg race over the weekend, and he just doesn't stop. I mean, he's going to constantly race. And actually, today or yesterday, he was testing a Pirelli, so he just never stops.
Yeah, no, I mean, the guy is insane, and I think he's probably going to, I saw people saying, oh, it looks like it's going to be the debut of, I forget what his pseudonym is when he races. It's like Franz.
Oh, I know.
Franz Helmet or something like that.
I forgot. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
But yeah, we should see the return of Franz Hermann. Franz Hermann is the name. Yeah.
Try to make it as German as possible.
Franz Hermann. But big news though. I mean, other big news in the race. Lewis Hamilton makes it up to 5th for starting in 10th. Carlos Sainz is under investigation for failing to follow the race director's instructions. I think he just said he wasn't going to do it, basically.
Yeah.
They're like, you need to do this. He's like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah. He's been breaking the rules.
Breaking the law.
Liam Lawson wrecks again. He's pretty much I think the 3rd or 4th time in a row he's been wrecking. Just can't get out of his own way. Nico Hulkenberg had to retire the car after the formation lap due to a power unit problem.
It's always a bummer when you just got to retire just due to something breaking, and you're just like,
yeah.
Especially when you get all ready to race, and just like, boom.
Yeah. But it was pretty funny hearing Max Verstappen's response when he heard that they had to give up the position to the McLaren's pipe.
Oh, on lap 2.
Yeah, he just kind of giggled to himself.
It's just like, whatever.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Whatever, man. Who cares?
Yeah, so they are off this weekend, and then next weekend they will be coming. They will be racing in Qatar at the Baku.
The Baku Grand Prix in Qatar, whatever the hell you want to call it. Qatar. But yeah, that should be a pretty exciting one. How many races are left right now?
I think that makes 8, I believe.
Let's see here. Oh, Tyler's joining us right now.
Hello, sir.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, thanks for joining us, man.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. We've been trying to get on a Lions guest for a while, so we really appreciate you coming on.
No problem.
It's unfortunate that it comes after that loss, but, just week 1. That's all.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. But, so this is Tyler Sawa. Is that how you say your last name?
Yeah.
Yep. from the Pride podcast. They cover the Detroit Lions. I've been listening to past few episodes, try to brush up on it, and yeah, these guys do a really good job. I like the intro where it sounds like a lion's roar. That's a good little sound bite there, man. That's cool.
Appreciate it.
Does somebody do it with their own mouth though? That's the question.
No, it's just a line we found on like the internet.
No,
but
just
that would have been awesome if one of us could do that. Yeah.
So, man, I'm dying to know. Lions, they went through a long period of despair. Unfortunately, are you like a lifelong Lions fan that you've stuck through all those years?
Yeah, I mean, as long as I've been here for, I've been a Lions fan, born and raised in Michigan, so
That's cool.
Easy to cheer on for the team, and yeah, growing up wasn't the greatest days, but it wasn't as bad as some other people growing up with the Lions. At least I grew up with like somewhat competitive teams, like in I would say I really got into football 2012 to 2014-ish, right? And the Lions teams were like not great, but like they were serviceable, right? They weren't like 0-16 bad like 2008. Like I was 7 years old at that time, so it's a little tough for me to be like to relate to some other people. But yeah, lifelong Lions fan.
I mean, you had a lot of good football players there with Matt Stafford and Megatron, so that's cool.
Exactly.
Well, you got a different team now. You got Dan Campbell. Fortunately, you lost the coordinators. That's kind of why I was staying away from him a little bit in fantasy. I did draft Jahmyr Gibbs though, but I think we have seen a little bit of the result of Ben Johnson leaving. And I saw a stat today that was pretty nuts. Jared Goff is now 0-19-1 when Sean McVay or Ben Johnson isn't calling plays for him. So, wanted to get your take on that. Do you think, remind me his name, is it Johnny Morton that's the new coordinator?
Yeah.
Yep. That's a tough Packers defense he went up. I mean, it was a horrible situation with Micah Parsons there, and they, were in Green Bay. They got that crowd all riled up. Do you see things turning around a little bit? That's just kind of a week one fluke.
I mean, it's tough to say right now because, like you mentioned, like they did lose a lot this offseason. Not like much personnel wise, more coaching staff wise, like you mentioned. Lost your offensive coordinator, lost your defensive coordinator. Something that really stuck out to me on Sunday that felt like a big miss, and like I just mentioned how we didn't miss much personnel, but this felt like a very big miss on the personnel, and it is a little bit of a shakeup, is the interior offensive line.
Yeah.
Having Frank Ragnow retire pretty late into the offseason, and then you lose Kevin Zeitler to the Titans in free agency. And, it kind of puts you in a situation where now you're starting Graham Glasgow at center, who's been a guard the last 2 years here. And then you got a rookie second-round pick, Tate Ratledge, and then a second-year player who's a sixth-round pick who showed promise last year, but, still kind of get his feet wet. So you saw the growing pains of the offensive line where, I'm hoping that we get a couple more games and it could start to look like the Detroit Lions brand of football that we're used to, because that is their bread and butter, is on offense at least, is getting that running game going, having the offensive line dominate. And for the first time in a very, very long time, probably since 2022 or 2023, I felt like we actually got out-dominated from the trenches. And that's just something that the Detroit Lions have not been accustomed to as far as the offensive line of the ball. Like they've dominated every single game for the last couple of years. So it was weird this Sunday to see the Packers absolutely dominate our offensive line. And like I said, it kind of makes sense a little bit with all the moving pieces, but my hope is, once these guys could get adjusted, playing with each other a little bit more often, hopefully, we can go back to the Detroit Lions brand of football that people are used to seeing.
Yeah. And you guys brought up a good point on the podcast the other day. That's what I was going to ask you about, actually, was that absence of Frank Ragnow, and that most recent episode where you guys talked about that game, how they were just doing those stunts and they could not figure out those stunts. And hopefully Dennis Allen doesn't kind of try to copy that, or you guys can try to adjust and try to make up, and plan for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, right? I mean, last week it was rough, right? So you got another test at it now. We'll see what happens. Like you mentioned, Dennis Allen is probably looking at that game tape right now and saying, hey, this is how we're going to take advantage of Detroit Lions. Like there isn't a Frank Ragnow in there. Let's see if we could keep doing this, and let's see if it's still a weakness going into it. So, we'll see what happens. I'm cautiously optimistic, right? We'll see what happens.
There you go.
But These are a lot of young guys, really playing for the first time at least together, right? So because they didn't play in the preseason at all. So all they had was camp reps, and then what we saw in week 1. So like I said, I'm just hoping with a couple more weeks under their belt, they can get comfortable with each other and kind of go back to Detroit Lions brand of football.
Moving to the defensive side of things, how is Aiden Hutchinson looking? I mean, I know he's back, relatively healthy, but he did suffer a pretty significant injury. Is he on the upward trajectory to be basically what he was before, or is there a little worry about that?
If you watch just last game alone, you'd probably say, wow, this is not Aiden Hutchinson. But like everything that indicated from camp, at least, it sounded like Aiden Hutchinson was himself from, what we remember him as, before the injury, obviously. So it didn't sound like there was many setbacks there. It looked like on Sunday, it didn't look like himself necessarily, but I still think that's one of my least of my words with the Detroit Lions team. I still think he's a very, very good talented player, and I feel like once he himself gets some games under his belt, I feel like we'll see that Aiden Hutchinson that we saw last year in that first half before he got hurt in that Dallas game.
Yeah. I think what I would be worried about, what I noticed a lot from that game is kind of like what I deal with like with Chris Jones is nobody else was really getting pressure. I mean, unfortunately, they didn't re-sign Zadarius Smith, and so you see where Aiden Hutchinson is just getting double teamed and nobody else is really getting much pressure, and Jordan Love's just like picking apart out there like a surgeon. But, it's maybe you guys can make a move, try to get somebody else in there, see who's available. I'm not sure what free agents or anything, maybe make a trade.
Yeah, we've been waiting for a while, right? We like thought that move was going to happen at some point, if it was in free agency or if it was a trade, or maybe even in the draft, you draft someone within the first 2 days, right? Like you'll get an edge rusher, and I don't know if it's stubbornness or if they just really think this group of guys are good enough to get it done. That's been something the fan base I feel like has been asking for since God. I can't even tell you the last time. We've been asking for another edge rusher since Aiden Hutchinson as long as he's been here. So it's 2022, and it just feels like they're kind of just. I don't want to say ignoring it, but it feels like they're ignoring it. So I don't know. Like you said, I hope they bring someone in as well.
Yeah. Well, I know they were trying to get Myles Garrett when Myles Garrett was wanting to trade and everything, but that would have been pretty tough. That was a long shot.
Yeah, when there's like the Max Crosby rumors and Myles Garrett
Yeah.
stuff, I don't even like really hold my breath with that stuff. Frankly, you mentioned one of the names I was hoping for, just like a guy that's been good in this league, and he was in our system last year, Zadarius Smith, like just a serviceable player.
Just keep somebody.
Yeah, just like we net -1 at edge rusher this offseason. Like we brought back Hutch and we brought back Davenport, and obviously bringing back Hutch and Davenport healthy is huge because they got knocked up pretty early. But like if you look at the grand scheme of things on like who was in the Lions last year to this year, it's the same exact group of guys minus Zadarius Smith. So you didn't add anyone. You minus someone, and it just feels like it's been a glaring hole. And I don't necessarily understand the exception of not bringing in other guys and just seeing how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, switching back to the offensive side of things real quick. One of the highlights of this game, even in a loss, was Isaac Tesla. I hope I said his last name right. But he was a breakout receiver for you guys in the preseason with 10 receptions on 13 targets, 146 yards, 3 touchdowns. And he did have a really big touchdown in this game. Granted, it was reviewed for quite a bit, but he ends up pulling out a really good grab, and he looks like he might be another weapon for Jared Goff out there.
Yeah, that's the hope. And like you mentioned, had a phenomenal preseason, really good training camp for the team. And it's a guy they traded a lot of resources to get him too. They traded 2 third-round picks to move up in the third round to get Isaac Tesla. So, I think this is a guy that they expect that's going to have a big role, and he didn't really get to see it too much week 1. I think only had 3 or 4 snaps, and like you mentioned, had the awesome touchdown grab. It sounds like from Dan Campbell that he was asked in media on Monday, they were asking about Tesla's role. Will he get more snaps? And everything that indicates from Dan Campbell's comments that we're going to see a little more of Isaac Tesla. I think he was dealing with an illness last week, so didn't have a full week of practice to, I guess, get accustomed to the Green Bay defense. So it seems like going forward, and especially if you're making plays like that and have a preseason like that, you're going to want to get that guy involved. And, like I said, they traded a lot to get him. So I think they have plans for him to be used. And like you mentioned, I think he will be another weapon for the Lions going forward for this season and, however many more years on his contract.
Well, I mean, it's not a bad stable of wide receivers to have Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamison Williams, and Isaac Tesla right now, especially if he turns out to be what everybody is assuming that he's going to turn out to be, which is a playmaker. That's a hell of a 1-2-3 punch, if you ask me, on the offensive side of the ball. Not to mention, I mean, you got Sam Laporta, Jahmyr Gibbs, and David Montgomery. Speaking of that two-headed back system, I know they didn't have the best, start to the season this year. I still think they're one of the better, two-headed back rooms in the league, and I don't see them falling off that much. Is that kind of a similar feeling in Detroit Lions fan kingdom, if you will?
Yeah, I would say so, right? I mean, last week was a little weird because it's like we haven't really seen that since they've been paired together, Gibbs and Montgomery. Credit to the Green Bay Packers, they completely shut us down on the run game, and it's just something that, like I said, we haven't seen much of since Montgomery signed here and since we drafted Gibbs. But, I think going forward, yeah, that's still going to be the bread and butter for the Lions. That's how they're going to get their offense going, is with those two guys. And then, like you mentioned, they set up their playmakers like Laporta, Jamison Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and hopefully Isaac Tesla too, if he could be the guy that they think he's going to be. So yeah, I mean, it was a rough game. They tried to get the running game going last week. It just never really broke. And, I think going forward, like, that's still going to be their identity, is to run that ball. And, they're going to lean on those two guys heavily.
I mean, I think that's kind of a hard thing for any team, especially a week before the game. They make a trade for one of the team you're going against makes a trade for one of the best pass rushers in this era, so to speak. That's a tough thing to game plan for. I think it kind of just throws everything out the window after that. You know what I mean? Like, you go in thinking one thing and you're like, oh no, now they've got Micah Parsons. Like, what do we do now?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we knew in pass pro it would be a little tougher because I didn't know how much Parsons would play. It seemed like, he was on a snap count, obviously.
Well, they keep talking about his back too and all that stuff. So
Right. But it seems like, honestly, and even the coaching staff towards the end, it might not seem like that significant because he's not like he's a really good player, but not like necessarily a household name. But when they traded Kenny Clark, we thought that could be something the Lions could definitely attack all day. It's just go over the A gap. But that offensive line was just not moving defenses like how they done in the past. And like I said, I'm hoping just in time that these guys can get better and kind of get back to the brand of football. But that's a big thing, is like the offensive line has to get going for this unit to really get going too. And that there's a reason why that unit scores so many points. People remember the big names like you mentioned, but it all starts up front. Like, they have to give time for Jared Goff to throw that ball. They have to get that running game going. And if that doesn't get going, that's when we're like, oh, that's when it gets really concerning. So again, it's 1 week. We're not panicking now, but
overreactions.
If you see it for more, if you see it for more consistent weeks, then it's like, this could be a long season.
It starts in the trenches.
Yeah, it does. And as much as it pains my buddy over here to hear, but that's kind of why Philadelphia won the Super Bowl.
Yep.
They beat them in the trenches on both sides of the ball. And
absolutely,
if you can just totally take away somebody's foundation like that, it's not that hard to beat them, unless you got someone like Mahomes who can damn near beat you. If you're just take away somebody's soul in the offensive or defensive line, it's very tough to win a game.
Absolutely, I agree 100%.
Question though, what is the status of Terrion Arnold? That was a pretty big loss. Have you heard what his injury is going on?
Yeah, it sounds like from Dan Campbell mentioned in media, he didn't want to make any promises, but it sounds like it's nothing significant. It's a groin injury. He was sidelined for the rest of that game, but it sounds like we'll see the practice reports. It should be dropping soon, so I think tomorrow will be the first one. So sounds like it's nothing too serious, and he should hopefully be out there this Sunday for Chicago.
That's good. You're definitely gonna need him.
Yes, indeed.
Yep. Well, we won't keep you too long. We'll let you get out of here. But I do see where you have some Pistons stuff up there. Obviously, you're a Detroit fan, so big Pistons. Oh, that's old school.
There it is.
Bad boys. Yeah, that's cool. Well, we cover a lot of nuggets. Well, we actually talk about all sports in our podcast. So back when we get into the NBA, do you discuss any basketball
I
on?
watch them all. I watch them all, brother. Tigers, Red Wings, Lions.
I was gonna
There you
ask
go.
you about the
whatever
Tigers,
you like,
man.
man. I'm into them all right now. I was
There you
actually just
go.
watching the Tigers before I came on here, but so
Awesome.
I'm into all of them.
Oh,
Man, your Tigers are good this year.
Yeah, they've been on a little cold spell a little bit recently, but I'm hoping, hey man, get a little hot in September, and then let's bring that momentum to October.
Like,
you
you guys
go.
got Tarek Skubal, man. That's pretty
Yeah.
much all you need.
He's an
He's
ace,
he's
man.
fun when he's going.
Yeah.
5 days.
Yeah.
Well, man, let everybody know where they can find you, where all we can watch, listen to you at, and then we'll let you get out of here, man. I know the Lions are playing right now, so I mean the Tigers. Sorry,
Tigers, yeah.
the Tigers are playing right now, so
All
we'll let
kinds
you
of
get
cats.
The
The big
Lions,
cats.
Tigers, Bears. Oh my!
Yeah, you could find us at the Pride Podcast wherever you get your podcast, Apple, Spotify. We go live on Sundays or game days on YouTube, an hour before the game, and then right immediately after the game, so you can get the raw reactions of how we're feeling. Hopefully this Sunday it's a little better than the last Sunday. So we'll see what
Wasn't
happens
very
there.
good pod this week.
You know what? I was telling this to someone today. I think people enjoy when we lose more than we win. I think that it's just
It's
I
more
think
entertaining.
I that's what I think it is.
It's
I
more
think
real.
I think people view it as better content than when we win.
Yeah.
I truly believe that. And I'm like, because I had way more viewers this week than after any win.
That's
good. We lose to the Commanders. Oh, everyone wants to join the pod this week. They want to see the live show. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately for you guys win a lot, so you don't have that many losing podcasts to talk about.
How's the saying go? Misery loves company.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that just changes these last 2 years. We were doing mock drafts in October the last couple of years before that. But yeah, on X, you could find me at my first and last name, Tyler_Sawa, SAW.
Sweet. Hell yeah. Well, we'll promote the hell out of it, man. And we really appreciate you hopping on here. And I know the Chiefs play the Lions. I think it's like week 5 or something like that. So we
Week
might have
6,
to.
I'm actually going to be in attendance. I'm going to be in Arrowhead.
Oh, nice.
We'll have to have you on
Flying
then for
out.
sure in
Yeah,
enemy territory.
Is that going to be your first time at Arrowhead?
Yes, first time ever in Arrowhead. First time in Missouri ever, but yeah.
Oh, cool. I'll definitely have to
Yeah.
pick your brain and see what you think. You got to get some barbecue.
And that's what I've heard.
Yes.
You have a spot for me to hit up? for
Joe's.
sure?
Definitely go to Joe's
Joe's?
Barbecue. That's my favorite. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna highlight that because I'm going a day early, so that's like I'm planning to just do all that. the
Nice.
whole day
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
Do all the
definitely, man.
sightseeing and tourism stuff. Well, man, and speaking of which, once the basketball season rolls around, we'll hit you up for Piston stuff, and then if the Tigers end up making it all the way to the, to the Fall Classic, we'll have you guys on for that as well.
Okay, guys, I appreciate it.
Yes, thank
All
you.
right, man. We'll catch you later. Thank you
Yep.
very much for your time. We appreciate it.
Have a good night.
Have a good one, man.
Have a good one, guys.
Bye.
All
All right.
Yes.
Oh my God. Yeah, we did.
Write that up there.
Yeah, Tyler Sawa, and then actually one of his co-hosts hit us up before we got on here.
No way.
Yeah, he's like, "Do you guys still need a guest?" I was like, "Tyler's hopping on, so we're all good, man. Thank you, though."
Thanks for answering.
Yeah, I appreciate it. A little late, but nonetheless, better
Right.
late than never.
That's kind of
So-
what happened when I was trying to find those Seahawks guys. I got I
Yeah,
hit
like
5 of them.
Yeah,
And they all answered. I was like, oh shit.
that's how it goes, though. We're like, we don't have anybody for next
And-
week, and then we have 5
Yeah,
people
then they all answered.
trying to figure it all out.
In September, and I think in going into October, there might be 2 Seahawks guests within 3 weeks.
Well, you know what? We gotta get them all on.
We're gonna hit them hard.
Get them all. All right. Well, it's that time where the end of the show, every show, we let the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. John Daly, grip it, rip it, and hit it hard, man.
I hit it hard, man.
Just doing the Phillies with the Karen.
Yeah, if you're cool with that.
Fine with me.
Yeah.
It's either that or Matt Prater.
Well, and you saw them. Oh, the last time I listened to this, while you were playing the soundbite, you could hear us talking. And it might have been during the music break.
Hello. Oh, yeah, you can.
Hey, you can always hear us.
Yeah.
But
Oh, this one you can hear us. It's meant to be that way.
all right, sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. But
Just don't say anything when you're not supposed to there.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was the music. It might have been the music break last.
Oh,
time.
no, it was a music break because I was messing with some stuff.
No,
No,
worries.
we came into, we were still kind of talking, and I was kind of like not answering you while I was trying to like figure stuff out. Yeah, we're figuring stuff out. We're going to add some more stuff. We'll be figuring some more stuff out here soon. But It is time for the daily dose of excellence. And this week we're taking on Karens, damn it.
Yep.
Even though my mom's name is Karen and she's the best Karen,
Yeah.
there's a lot of bad Karens.
I'm a Chad and I
in
don't
this
qualify
world.
as a Chad.
Yeah, that's right.
Kind of.
Sometimes.
But not a Karen. And your mom's definitely a very sweet Karen.
Yeah, she is.
But,
But there are bad Karens in this world.
Dude, and this one went so viral. I just want to talk about this story. I think it was, Friday or Saturday night? I think it was Saturday night.
Let me see here. You keep going. I'll figure it out.
Anyway, the Phillies, there was this kid there that was a Phillies fan. His dad goes over to get a home run ball, I believe it was, and this lady, even with a Karen haircut, marched over and said, "No, that ball was mine. You need to give that ball to me." And he had such a look, this dad, that was like, "I'm not even going to mess with this. Here, you take the ball." And she marched back over, proud of herself, like, "I got my ball."
Yeah, little did she know
Less
the
than-
ensuing
24 hours, she loses her job.
She lost her job?
You didn't know that?
Oh,
I was
no,
hoping you didn't know
dude.
that. So she was in school administrator. I believe she was like a teacher.
Yeah, way to handle kids, dude.
Yeah. Unbelievable. And so long story short, we're giving the Daily Dose of Excellence to the Phillies organization because I thought it was really cool. But then when I saw, I want to say it was Kyle Schwarber, who's like one of the best guys on the Phillies, gave him a signed bat.
Oh, it was the guy who hit the home run.
Oh, was it? Thank you.
Harrison Bader, I think. I think that's his name.
So-
Harrison Bader, yes.
Yeah, not long after, this bitchy lady basically stormed off with her ball. I'm just like, could you imagine every now, like when she's going to have to look at that ball and be like, that was the worst mistake of my life.
Yeah, well, speaking of worst mistakes of her life, Blowout Cards has offered her $5,000 for the ball. They only ask that she autographs it with "I'm sorry" in order to collect
That
the
is
money.
pretty funny. That's still, I mean, 5,000. I wonder what her yearly salary is, and she lost her
Probably
job.
not even remotely
Because
close.
here's how she lost her job too. I mean, this is what's nuts is like how the internet would just screw you. I mean, look at the goddamn Coldplay thing.
I mean, yeah, we love doxing people.
Yeah,
if you
it's
can
like-
get doxed, you're gonna get.
It was
doxed.
the students. The students blew up the school.
She
and
probably
emailed-
sucked. That's why.
Well, you look at her like definitely.
I don't even know what her name is, but they're probably like, "Miss Whatever sucks."
Yes.
Let's get her job. Let's get her fired.
Yeah. And I mean, it's like they're probably thinking, yeah, that doesn't surprise me. She does sit like this at school all the time. But what's cool is right afterwards, the kid lost the ball. And so the Phillies organization, like a staffer, brought him over like a gift bag with tons of merch in it. And, you see like.
Oh, that was the Marlins. It was a Marlins staffer that brought him a bunch of Marlins stuff. It was a bag full of Marlins stuff.
Oh, was it?
And then the Phillies had him come down to the dugout.
And that's when he got the bat.
That's when he got the bat.
Oh,
and all
okay,
that
cool.
shit. Yeah, because I thought that was funny. I was like, well, he's a Phillies fan. Don't give him a bunch of Marlins shit. But they
Yeah.
just felt bad for him.
That's cool.
Which is nice.
Yeah. No, that's
hey,
the right move.
DDOE for the Marlins too, man.
Yeah,
Way to go.
I guess I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
Cool. Awesome. But yeah, and then the guy that hit the home run giving him a bat, it's like, damn, it kind of worked out that he didn't get the ball and had that whole interaction. Now he kind of walks away with the haul, man.
Oh man.
But I mean, it just we see it all the time. I mean, you've gone to games where you just like you have somebody there that's being a dick. I mean, back when I had dreads, I was always getting shit at these Broncos games, and it's
We had a few.
I'm never
I didn't
gonna
know I had
react.
long hair. I was a long hair. He was a Wookiee hippie guy,
Yeah.
and I'm just a douchey looking long hair. And we stuck out like sore thumbs. There's a couple times that Chad got.
Well, especially being a Chiefs fan too.
Yeah, it didn't
you get
help.
lots of hate, and all like the banter, the friendly banter is fine and stuff like that. But like it's just
there are
it's
people
not-
that you're like, you're kind of being a dick though.
Well, it's just not worth it being an asshole at shows anymore because like security it's like a zero tolerance thing. I told you about how when we went to Rufus, we were like front row, right on the rail.
Yeah.
And there was a guy behind us that was spilling his drink and just being belligerent and spilled his drink on Jay. And right there in the, if we were in the middle, we wouldn't have this option, but because we're right front row,
Yeah.
we just, there's security guard right on the other side of the
Yeah.
rail. We're just basically just like, and I didn't, mention, I don't want to be a tattletale, but other people were like, hey, this guy's he's being a dick and all this, and they just basically and he tried running away.
He's like, no.
And the guy hopped over the rail and dragged him back over the rail and
Yeah.
kicked him out. It's like,
I guess that is the one nice thing about the whole zero tolerance thing.
Yeah.
It's like there's bullshit just gets nipped in the butt.
well, and you
Like,
always see that at concerts and sports events too. That's like, if you're ever dealing with somebody that's being a dick,
text this
this number and stuff.
do it incognito.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, did you see the Titans fan, the chick that got socked in the face by a guy and
No,
broke her nose?
I did not see
And
that.
she was bleeding everywhere, and she's throwing the blood at the people, like
Whoa.
wiping her face
Oh
and
god,
flicking blood at
awful.
people. I was like, dude, that's hardcore.
it's just nuts. Like, man,
And I think they were the ones that started it too.
damn, that's that.
Her and her
good.
boyfriend got fucked up.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong.
It's just.
I just saw the video today and I was like, wow.
Did you see the video that the knee circles guy sent to us in there with that Phillies guy that had? He was
Oh,
just
yeah,
in there,
yeah.
like all blood going out, and I had to answer. I was like, that he was probably the one to start it, being an Eagles fan. I was Eagles fans.
You know, damn Eagles
Well,
fans.
dude, it's
Yeah,
perfect. We
starting
didn't even
stuff.
talk about it. Look at the Bills. They hit Lamar Jackson
that
and
one
DeAndre.
guy, yeah.
Now he's banned for life.
From all NFL stadiums.
It's like, was it worth it? Was it worth
To
it to
push
do
a
that?
guy?
It's just chill out.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I love it because Bills Mafia, I mean, yeah, they may donate a lot of money and stuff like that, but
They're wild.
they are wild, man. That's a very modern way
They're a
to,
group
because
of
the
fans.
way
They
they
thought Raiders were crazy. Raiders fan, the black hole was crazy. No, man, we got people jumping off of like 2-story buildings on a table.
the Raiders are like the ones with the ankle bracelets and stuff like
Yeah.
that. The Bills fans are like the ones that's like
theirs. Theirs is in the mail.
just drunk. They drank their 30-pack before noon. Yeah,
They're
But
waiting for theirs to show up.
the fact that Josh Allen called them out for leaving the game early, just I loved it, dude. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
the Bills Mafia
He's
is
like,
the
maybe
best
next
fan
time you'll
base.
stick around.
Yeah. Oh, he goes, have a little faith. I just love that.
I've been
shit, man.
guilty of that. I almost left during that Baltimore Ravens Broncos.
I
game
remember
in
that, yeah.
2013
Yeah.
or 2012 going into 2013.
Some you want to beat traffic sometimes, eh?
Sometimes you do,
Yeah.
and sometimes you miss out on something really cool. Like one of the greatest comebacks we've seen in Sunday night football history, bro.
Yeah, that was an insane game. But we got a great slate coming up next week. The Thursday night game, Commanders and Packers. Yeah,
Ooh,
I'm pretty
Packers.
sure that's it, right?
Yeah, I think.
I have
Let's
the
see
week
here.
two slate pulled up
I
here.
almost had it up.
And then next week we have on. I think it is
Yeah,
the
Washington,
Seahawks.
Green Bay. The other big games are going to be Monday night. Ooh, we got a double Monday night double header. Tampa Bay at Houston at 5 and Los Angeles at Las Vegas. Dude, Chargers kind of get screwed, dude. 2 back-to-back primetime games against division rivals. Like
Oh,
that's
wow.
pretty hard way to
That
start
is
the
tough.
season. But yeah, it should be a good week.
And then next week we'll have on that Seahawks guest Brandon Schultze, host of
Schultze.
the Seahawks podcast.
The
Talking
Seahawks. Talking Seahawks.
Yep.
More like,
I gotta let the dogs out, so let's
all right.
do this.
We love everybody. Thank you guys so
Yes.
much. We appreciate you all. Make
hit
sure
all the
to
buttons.
Hit all
do
the buttons.
stuff.
Push the things. Dial in. Tell a friend. Do whatever it takes. Get some people listening. We love you all. Chad
Football's
Lee,
back.
I love you, buddy.
Love you, buddy.
Let's go sports.